Hey folks, quick little review today, or actually it's gonna try not to go too long-winded, but this is gonna be a two-part review and a little bandsaw holder frame build type thing. But anyway, this is a little review of the Harbor Frieght Chicago Electric portable bandsaw, which I picked up the other day. Basically it's covered up. It's got a little case here and a pretty nice little case, and you get it up, you got the saw, obviously you got a little instruction manual with some extra little brushes and stuff, and the blade itself is set up in there. Comes with a wood cutting blade. It's a 14 tooth per inch blade, and I went ahead and picked up these Milwaukee blades here that are 24 TPI. They were two blades, I think they were 15 bucks, something like that, Home Depot. The saw itself, I got it on sale. It's $99, so this is the when I got it, I had seen some of the older versions of the model 47840 version, and I didn't even realize there was a newer version when I got this one, because I kind of had seen the old one in some little portable bandsaw stands that people had made, and so I wanted to make one of those. And come to find out, this one is the new and improved 6280 model, or 62800. Excuse me there. But it's basically, kind of just looking at it, it's, I guess, sort of a more or less a generic copy of the Milwaukee bandsaw. So I started to, basically the first little project I started to use on it was to make the little portable bandsaw, but we'll probably get into that in part two. Then I kind of rigged up a little, stand to hold it up and cut some things. But some of the things I've noticed difference-wise is that, there's not a cover on this side. You've got your little adjuster here to basically take the blade on or off, so it's pretty simple, straightforward. But I noticed on just looking at some pictures of the other one that a lot of the bolts and things are just kind of cheapy Phillips head screws, where these are all Allen bolt screws and things. It's got a little better plate here, a little guide plate. But I went ahead and made another one. This thing's adjustable, so it works better if you slide it out, but it won't really work in the case. Your on and off, little speed control. I don't know, pretty straightforward. Little rubber ends there. So, but yeah, it's I've always heard complaints of the old version that was super noisy, and honestly, this one's not really too bad. Go ahead and, a little noisy, but it's, I don't know, definitely have power tools that are much noisier than this, so it's not too awful bad there. Okay, so, well, kind of my plan as far as, I kind of had planned out a little stand on, going off the other version, but, upon looking at this one, I made a little plate here for it, which we'll kind of get into some of the design. But I decided, I thought about removing the handle here. There's a pretty big bolt that it, attaches the handle there. I thought about using that, but in the end I decided I'm gonna drill and tap one hole right in here on the bottom, and then the main holder is gonna be just, got a couple longer screws that will replace these, and I've got a brace, and yeah, so that's the basic. I don't know, doing some cutting and things with it so far. My my initial thoughts are, I wish I would have gotten one of these a long time ago, because it's pretty easy to make some nice little cuts on things. Made a few little straight cuts are pretty easy, but something like that's pretty simple. Just draw your line, and you can guide it through. not too much issue. This is going to be the mount for the top. You know, cut a little angle there. It's just a little piece of angle iron, but straight lines and things like that. So yeah, anyway, that's the kind of go through some of the little plans of the stand, and this is going to be part one, you know, like I said, and I'll kind of just go from here and see how it turns out. So I temporarily clamped the saw down so I could cut a few things. Just kind of clamped it in my little soft jaw vise, and clamped it between a piece of wood there and another clamp there. But anyway, the one thing that's, you know, maybe not so great about this one is it doesn't have a lock for the little on-off button, so I kind of just use the vice grip to turn it on and off there. Probably what I'll do once I get it going is put a strap around it and just put an auxiliary on-off switch that's easy to reach, you know, close to the cutting work here. So, you know, once I had it kind of set up, I was able to cut some pieces, and here I'm cutting one of the pieces to the frame of the stand that I'm building. You know, a couple other little things that's different about this one versus the first generation is with the open size, it doesn't accumulate all those metal shavings and whatnot, so it's pretty easy to keep it clean and everything else. So yeah, that was definitely a nice feature. So this is kind of the little, you know, I made some little templates out of cardboard. That's kind of the way the frame's going to be. That's basically got the outline part of it done, but there's going to be a middle brace and then a support for the bottom and then a port for the end, and then this is the cutting platform, which this was my first design and ended up being a little long, so I think it's 6 inches wide and I believe about 7 inches long. But kind of get into the you know, this is where I kind of had it clamped down, and get into the design on part 2 here that's going to be coming up soon. But you know, I like the way this fits real nice, and yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 coming soon.